Hello there. This is Anand from Team Amoeboids and welcome to the quick demo video of our Jira plugin automated release notes. I'm creating this video specifically to address one single use case that we get frequently asked about. So what our customers try to do is they try to generate release notes from different projects at once, right? So I've already created another step-by-step video wherein you can generate release notes from a single Jira project. But the use case that this video is going to walk you through is wherein you're able to generate release notes using ARN across different projects in Jira. So let's get started. Now, you might be seeing this on my screen already. I've opened one of our Jira projects called as Appraise Apps, and the releases page is in front of you. I also have in another tab a different Jira project, so which is called Appraise for Jira Server, and its releases listing. Now, one thing that I want you to note here is I've deliberately chosen two projects which do not have any similar version names. Okay, you'll understand why I'm talking about version names in a few minutes, but just keep an eye on the names of these versions, right? So here they are simple versions sequentially created, and here in the other project we have named versions as v1 v2 v3 followed by whether they are for cloud, what month do they belong to, and so on. The only difference is I've deliberately created another version which is 3.9.9.5 that also exists in the other project. Now just keep this information at the back of your mind and let's look at the automated release notes generation part. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to open the automated release notes screen within the Appraise for Jira Server project. You can also look at the project key that says UD, right? So I'll just open this up in another tab, and while it opens, I'll also open the automated release notes screen from the other projects, the project, sorry, which is Appraise Apps, and you can also look at its space key, the project key rather, as UA. Now, so we have the ARN screen open for the UD project. Let's navigate to the templates part and let's pick one template that we want to preview. All right, so let's do one thing. Let's look at this simple PDF template. So I've just clicked on this template. It seems I have a bad connectivity today, so there is a fair bit of lag between the page loading, but here we are. So here you'll notice a template already exists and the JQL section says project equal to project ID, issue type equal to story, and fixed version equal to version ID. Now let's keep it as it is, right? And then click on preview. And deliberately I'm going to search for the same version that I showed you earlier. That was 3.9.9.5. And mind you, we are doing this for the UD project. So when I click on OK, it should now be generating a PDF release note based on the template that we have here. Like I mentioned, I have slow connectivity today, so probably it's going to take a little more time. But something worth mentioning while we are still here, this is the JQL says project equal to project ID and the fixed version equal to version ID. So the PDF is generated while it downloads and opens up. Let's also go to the other project. Now we have moved on to the UA projects automated release note screen and to the templates tab. Let's look at the PDF that was generated for the UD project, and you'll notice 6 stories are pulled in, right? Let's just keep this one open. I'll just minimize it, and then let's go to the minimalistic PDF one, or rather it was simple PDF, right? So let's go to simple PDF, and since this is a global template, this cannot be edited within this project, but that doesn't really matter because we are not interested in editing this. We are simply looking to preview with a specific version. Again, I'm going to choose the same version. Do remember this 3.9.9.5 now belongs to the UA project. Okay. Now when I click on OK, it should be generating the next release note for UA project in the PDF format. Now notice the difference. So this one has one story. Let's open the other one as well, and let's just take it to the left, this one to the right. Notice the difference. This one is generated from the UD project, this one is generated from the UA project. Now for the sake of this example, if for whatever reason I wanted to generate release note for these two versions which belong to different projects, it's very simple. At the end of the day, everything that you do within ARN is based specifically on the power of JQL. Now let's do one thing. Let's edit the JQL section, and rather than saying project equal to project ID, let's change this JQL to say project in UA, UD. When I click outside of the box, the JQL should still validate. We should see a green tick such as this, right? Now we are saying project in UA or UD. Also, if we want to generate release notes from two different projects, or rather more than two different projects, more than one different project, you are supposed to use the variable version name and not version ID. We'll again click outside of the box and the JQL is validated. Now realize this one important thing. It's only possible to generate a release note that spans across different projects if you are using the same version name for those two releases within the different projects. So that's why I showed you earlier that there is 3.9.9.5 in the UD project, and there is also 3.9.9.5 in the UA project. Now let's go ahead and change this. So I'll just copy this JQL, click on insert, and I also want to update the stats part so that it reflects the correct JQL that we are using below. Don't worry about the stats yet. I haven't really created a video for stats, but I'll be doing that in the next week or so. Okay, so do remember though, I've only modified the JQL for the stories section, right? Now let's click on preview 3.9.9.5. Now click on OK. Now what should we expect? The PDF that will be generated, within it, it should have issues or rather stories from both projects. Now you'll notice this has 7 UD, 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 but you'll also see one story that's from a different project, which was UA, right? If we minimize this one, you'll also notice this one had 6, the UD project. The other one, I think, right, other one had 1. So the third one that's generated as combination is 6 plus 1, 7. Fairly straightforward. It's just the play around JQL. As long as you know how to generate, or rather how to create a JQL that's relevant to your use case, you should be able to utilize this. Now, using this powerful JQL, what you can do is, if you have, say, a project for Android, another different project for iOS, you can simply create one template, maybe within the Android project, and then just make sure that the version names you have used the same across two different projects. And then when that version is marked as released within the Android project, it will end up generating a release note that contains issues from the Android project as well as the iOS project. Hope that was helpful. If you have any questions, definitely reach out to our service desk or utilize the exhaustive documentation that we have on our public knowledge base. Thank you very much and have a good day. Bye bye.